viewers, and how are you doing today? Today, we are going to be treating ratio in mathematics. I am Mr. Amma. Listen attentively. What is ratio? A ratio indicates how much of one thing there is compared to another thing. For example, Aldo is 14 years old and his younger brother, Kofi, is 7 years old. These are the ages of two brothers. One of them is older than the other. Are you with me? In comparing these two ages, we are trying to find by how much is one of them older than the other. Are you with me? Or how is the younger one? What is the relationship between their two ages? For example, okay, we can compare the ages by saying that Kofi's age is half of Aldo's age. Okay? Aldo is 14 years old. Let's write. Look at it here. Aldo ratio Kofi. You always put it like this so that you can be taking it what? Step by step. Okay? How old is Aldo? 14. And Kofi? 7. Okay? Let's divide it by the factors of these two numbers. Remember what a factor is? A number that can divide a particular number without any remainder, okay? And the common factors are common in both 7 and 14, okay? So we divide by 7. We are dividing by 7. Let's take this again. We are dividing by 7. So 14 divided by 7 is 2. And 7 divided by 7 is 1. You can see that the ratio of Aldo's age to Kofi's age is 2:1. Okay? 2:1 can also be pronounced as 2:1, 2:1, or even 2/1. Is it clear? And on the other way around, Kofi's age to Aldo. This will be 1:2. The one that is mentioned first should come first. Are you with me? 1:2. Look at it. 1:2. 1:2. Or 1/2 in form of fraction. Are we together? All right. What objectives are you expected to cover at the end of this lesson? You should be able to define ratios, explain part-to-part and part-to-whole ratios, express ratios in its simplest form or lowest term, find quantities from given ratios. What is part-to-part and part-to-whole ratios? We are going to take a look at some examples here. There are 10 balls in a basket. 6 are red and 4 are blue. Let's use this example, this first example, to explain part-to-part ratios. 10 balls, 6 red, 4 blue. Okay. Total number of balls. How many? 10. number of red balls. How many? 6. Isn't it? And number of blue balls. These ones are 4. Let's explain part to part. What do we mean by part to part? Red, ratio, blue. Are you with me? Pay attention. How many red? 6 red, ratio, 4 blue. What is the ratio of red balls to blue balls? Let's divide these figures by a common factor. If you divide 6 by 2, you have 3. If you divide 4 by 2, what will you have? 2. So the ratio of red to blue ball, just as I explained earlier. So red to blue. You can see that red was mentioned first before blue. That means red comes first. Okay? Is 3 ratio 2. This is part to part. Are you with me? Part of red, number of red balls, number of blue balls. Number of red balls is part of the total. Number of blue balls is they are what? Part of the total. Comparing them is what? Part to part ratios. Are you with me? Okay. And alternatively, or equally, blue to red balls, what's their ratio? 2 ratio 3. Okay? The ratios of blue balls to red balls is 2 ratio 3. Why red to blue is 3 ratio 2? Recall that 3 ratio 2 can also be written as 3 over 2. By the time you want to use this to find the total quantity, okay, this is very important. This equivalence of fraction from ratios, okay? And this one is also what? 2 over 3. Okay? Let me explain part to whole ratios. In part to whole, the ratio of red balls to the total number of balls, okay? We are taking red to total now. Let me write with blue or in blue. So red to the total number of balls, okay? Red is what? 6. And what's the total? 10. Have you seen it? This time around is part to whole. Part to parts. Parts to whole, okay? And when we break it down by their common factors, this will become 3 ratio 5. Isn't it? Good. And what about blue to total? What's the ratio of blue to total? Blue to total will be 4 ratio 10. It will be what? 4 ratio 10. Breaking it down by their common factor will be 2 ratio 5. Have you seen it? These are part to part, and these are part to whole. Okay. Now, How do we express ratios in its simplest form or lowest term? We have some examples here. Express the following in its simplest form, 75 to 100. I want you to pay very good attention here. 75 to 100. Okay? 75 to 100 simply means 75 ratio 100, isn't it? Good. Let's start dividing step by step by their common factors. Okay? What is common between 75 and 100? 5. 5 into 7 is 1, isn't it? Remainder 2, you drop it here. Let's try to see if it can write. Okay? Remainder 2, this is 2, please. Okay? It becomes 25. 5 into 25 is 5, isn't it? And 5 into 10 is 2. 5 into 0 is 0. What is common? 5 is still common, isn't it? 5 into 15 is 3. 5 into 20, of course, is 4. So, 75 ratio 100 is 3 ratio 4. Also, 100 ratio 75, when you break it down to its lowest term, it will be what? 4 ratio 3. Isn't it? Good. This was example 1. Do we have any other example? Yes. Similar, but let's do it. What was here? 800 grams to 1 kg. 800 grams to 1 kg. You have to be very familiar with your units. Units are very, very important. This time around is what? Grams to kg. How many grams are there in 1 kg? 1 kg means kilograms, okay? How many grams are there in 1 kilogram? It's what? 1,000 grams, okay? So we have 800 grams ratio, 1 times 1,000, look at it. 1 kg equal to 1 times 1,000 grams, okay? Which will give us 1,000 grams. Are you with me? So this is 1,000 grams. There's something I want to discuss with us very, very fast. There's a technique which you can just use to eliminate this very fast, other than just start dividing by 2 and all that. When you look at this, from this end, you can see that gram is here, gram is here. What happens? Gram has gone. Isn't it? Good. 0 is here, 0 is here. 0 is gone. Okay? It's also gone. Okay? What are we left with? We are left with 8 ratio 10. It's easier for you to break down. Whenever you have zeros at both ends, you can just strike off rather than wasting your time, especially for the sake of what? Speed and accuracy. Okay? Now you can divide by 2. This is 4. Ratio 5. In ratios, you are not expected to put units anymore because the units must be homogeneous. They must cancel themselves. Are you with me? So there's no need for you to indicate units in ratios anymore. Are you with me? Be it in naira, be it in kobo, in length, whatever unit it is. There's no unit in ratios. Okay? It's just figures that you are expected to see because you are comparing 2 variables. By how much is this greater than this? By how much is this lesser than this? Are you with me? Good. Let's go to our third example. What was it? 3.5 to 5 1/4. 3.5 to 5 whole number 1 over 4. Be very careful here. 3 whole number 1 over 2. What do we do? Let's change it to what? Improper fraction. Okay? 2 times 3, 6. Okay? Plus 1, 7. 7 over 2 ratio 4 times 5 is 20. Isn't it? Plus 1, 21. 21 over 4. What do we do? What do we do? Well, if you are faced with this challenge, this kind of challenge, what do? These are fractions, isn't it? You look. Do you remember what equivalent fraction is? Do you recall that you have something like this? 1 over 2 is equivalent to 2 over 4, and so on and so forth, isn't it? Look at their base. This is 2, this is 4. Let's build up the next equivalent fraction of 7 over 2. Okay? So that we can have the same denominator. Are you with me? So what do we do? Times 2 over 2. 7 times 2 is 14. At the numerator, divided by 2 times 2 is 4. Of course, we have 21 over 4. This is friendly now. Don't waste your time. Simple. Simply strike off the denominators because they are common. Are you seeing this? They are common. 4 is here, 4 is here. They go off immediately. And you are left with 14 ratio 21. Now this is familiar, isn't it? You can now break it down. 7 into 14 is 2. 7 into 21 is 3. Can you see it? Have you seen the steps? Have you seen these steps? Good. I want to solve an equivalence of this same question. What you can also do when you have this. If you didn't do it that way, I'm taking my time because I know in questions you are bound to see ratios, okay? Let's start from this point. Okay, let's take it. 3.5 ratio 5.25. Okay. Converting, we have 7 over 2 ratio 21 over 4. What you can do next, you can also cross multiply. Okay? 2 times 4. 7 times 4 is what? 28. 2 times 21 is what? 42. What can go into 28? 7 is a factor, isn't it? It's a common factor of 28 and 42. Are we together? Good. 7 to 28 is what? 4. Isn't it? 7 to 42 is, 7 times 4 will give us 42. 6. You have to be familiar with your times table, okay? Break it down. 2 here, 2. 2 into 6, 3. You can see you arrive at the same answer. You can either do it this way or this way, but take note of whatever you are doing, okay? Okay, let's see if we have. For this example, Mustafa is 18 years old. His younger brother Suleiman is 12 years old. Oh, this is just a word problem in ratio, just the same thing. 18 to 20. 18 to 12. Mustafa was the younger brother. Okay, we can give him a name, isn't it? Mustafa, let's call the younger brother Suleiman, isn't it? Okay, 18:12. Look at it, you can see what is common. 2 is common, so this is 9, and this is 6. 3 is common, this is 3, and this is 2. You are done. You are just done. And the ratio of the younger brother Suleiman to Musa is 2:3, okay? Let's listen very attentively here. The ratio, this is finding quantities from given ratios. The ratio of a man's age to that of his son is 8:3. If the son is 15 years old, find the man's age. Let's take it man to son, 8:3. Man to son, or man to S, eight ratio 3. If the son is 15 years old, son is 15 years old, isn't it? I wouldn't want to waste our time here, okay? Let's just go straight to the point. 15. This is the full age of the son. How did we get 15? You can arrive at saying constant. This constant is simply what was used to multiply the ratios and to arrive at this, okay? This is the given quantity, which is 15, divided by 3 is 5, okay? So, what do we do here? That means 3 times 5 gave us 15. So, 5 times 8 will give us what? 40. Therefore, man's age equal to 40 years. Have you seen it? Whenever this kind of question is given to you, look at the side that is complete, divide it by the ratio, what you get, multiply by the other ratio, you get it, okay? This looks similar, but not just simple, okay? A boy is 3 times as old as a girl. If their total age is 48, how old is the girl? Okay? Boy, or let's say boy's age, girl's age. Girl's age, let's say Y. Therefore, boy's age will be what? 3 times Y, equal to 3Y. Okay? So, what is their total age? Total age equal to Y plus 3Y, which is equal to what? 4Y, okay? And their total age was given to be 48, okay? Therefore, 4Y equals to 48. You have to divide both sides by the coefficient of Y, which is 4. So 4 will go. Y is 4 here is 1. 4 here is 1. And 4 into 8 is 2. Y is 12. Okay? Therefore, girl's age is 12 years. And boy's age, or man's age, equal to 3Y, which is 3 times 12, 36. I want you to practice all what we've done very, very well, okay? This is an exercise for you. Find the ratio of each of the following in its simplest form. 1. 120 kobo ratio 10 naira. 1 meter ratio 25 centimeter. 360 grams ratio 12 kg. 12 kg. 1/4 to 2.5. 2.5 to 4.5. The ratio of a man's age to that of his son is 7:3. If his son is 15 years old, find the man's age, the sum of their ages. Okay? Thank you very much for paying attention. See you some other times. Have a nice day.